what inequality really
I
looks
grew up
like.
in the 1950s, and at that time, there was a sense that our society would continually progress towards greater equality, greater opportunity, that there would continue to be social mobility for those at the bottom. The average pay for a CEO in the 1950s was 20 times that of the average worker. Today, the average pay of a CEO is 270 times that of the average worker.
In some cases, that gap is much greater. For example, Jamie Dimon makes more than 1,000 times the salary of one of his lowest paid employees.
Mr. Dimon, you're an expert on financial statements and you run a $2.6 trillion bank. I went to Monster.com and I found a job in my hometown of Irvine at JP Morgan Chase. It pays $16.50 an hour.
This is U.S. Congresswoman Katie Porter providing an example of a hypothetical employee, a single mother working as a teller at one of Jamie Dimon's banks.
She rents a one-bedroom apartment. She and her daughter sleep together in the same room. In Irvine, California, that average one-bedroom apartment is going to be $1,600. She spends $100.
Congresswoman Porter itemized typical monthly expenses and showed they greatly exceed the employee's salary.
My question for you, Mr. Dimon, is how should she manage this budget shortfall while she's working full-time at your bank?
I don't know that all your numbers are accurate. That number is generally a starter job.
She is a starting employee. She has a 6-year-old child. This is her first job.
And you can get those jobs out of high school, and she may have my job one day.
But the widening gap between CEOs and their employees is just one symptom of rising inequality more generally.
Right now in the United States, the richest country on the planet, half of American families couldn't pay a $400 bill that landed on their doorstep without going into debt or selling something. That's because corporate executives and corporate lobbyists are constantly able to change the rules of the game in the favor of the people who are already wealthy and powerful, making it harder to form a union, making it easier for mega corporations to shut out competition from smaller businesses, slashing the taxes on wealthy people and corporations and shifting more of the responsibility on working class people.
The result is economic inequality. It's a real moral outrage, and it can't be dealt with separate from race and gender. You can't really deal with these inequalities separately because they're all so interwoven.